So what is aphantasia? Now, spoiler alert, it is not the crazy wallpaper behind to me. That's called personal choice. And it's not up for discussion. No, but coming back to aphantasia, instead of explaining it, let's run a little test. So the first thing I'd like you to do is just take a deep breath in, because it's always good to take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, allow your eyes to close. That's right. And with your eyes closed, I'd just like you to imagine a red apple for a moment. Just really picture that red apple as clearly as possible in your mind's eye. Like really, really focus on that picture of a red apple. Got it? Okay, so now open your eyes, please, and have a look at this. Now this is, can you see it clearly? Clearly enough, I think so. So this is a really simplified graph of the imagination spectrum. And I'd just like you to have a look at this graph and kind of locate, where were you in terms of seeing that apple in your mind's eye? Where are you on this spectrum? Are you a number 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? So just to take you through this, a number 5, I'll bring this a bit closer, a number 5 is where you can see that apple in your mind's eye as clearly as in real life, like literally as if you were actually looking at an apple, as if you were actually seeing an apple. And if you can see that apple that clearly, let me just tell you one thing, you are not typical. You are at the, I've forgotten the word, but you are at the high end of the imagination, visual imagination extreme, and you have hyperphantasia. And it's about 6 to 11% of the population that has hyperphantasia. So you are an extremely good visualizer, and most of the world can't visualize as well as you can. Now, if you are more of a 4, so you can see that apple not as clearly as in real life, so it's might be a bit blurred, might be just not as vivid, then that's more of the typical average visualization ability, as is number 3. So most people are a 3 or a 4. A 3 is where you can see that apple, you know, it's clearly an apple, but it might be more in grayscale, maybe you can't visualize in color. So anybody who's a 4, a 3, or in between, that is the most typical imagination ability. And then you have people at the lower end of the spectrum, a 2 and a 1. So 2 is where you can just about work out that there is some kind of image of an apple. It might just be an outline. It's not clear at all. It might be a fleeting image. You might not really be able to hold on to it for too long. And a 1 is you cannot see anything at all. It's just black in there. And that would be me. So a 1 and a 2 classifies as aphantasia, as visual aphantasia. Okay? So aphantasia is a lack of mental imagery. In this case, I'm talking about visual ability. And with visual ability, your mind might be a complete blank, like literally, like me, I try to imagine an apple, there's nothing, it's completely black there. A 2 is, as I say, it's kind of the image is really lacking. It is, you can see something, but it's not clear, you might not be able to hold on to it, and that would classify as aphantasia as well, really. So about 4% of the population have aphantasia understood as weak or no mental imagery. In this case, I'm talking about visual ability specifically. So weak or no visual ability. And about 1%, within this 4%, about 1%, or 1% in general, sorry, 1% of the general population is like me and cannot see anything at all. It is just blank there. Now, I have been talking about the visual sense all the time, because I'm focusing my other video today on that. But just wanted to say that aphantasia is not just about the visual. It can affect all internal senses. So hearing, taste, smell, and I always forget the last sense. We've got 5 senses: touch, touch, and touch. So aphantasia can cut across all of these senses, or can affect all of these senses, but I will speak about that in my next video. Today is just about visual aphantasia, and when the term was coined in 2015 by Professor Adam Zeman, that was the main understanding of aphantasia, that aphantasia is a lack of visual imagery. Now we know that it's about a much broader spectrum, and we now refer to this as visual aphantasia in particular. Now, I would love you to tell me, like, what is it like for you? Like, what is your visual, like, how do you visualize? So let me just show you this once again. I'd love you to tell me in the comments if you're a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or if you can't really decide. And also, I'd love you to tell me if you're somebody who can visualize. I would love to know how vivid is your mental imagery. Can you actually hold on to the image? And also, I would absolutely love to know what is this visualization like for you? So, because it's something that a lot of aphantasics wonder about, and a lot of us have misconceptions about, I think. We kind of think that a lot of people with aphantasia think that, ooh, those people who can visualize, they can kind of visualize on demand always, and they have these beautiful images and so on, which I think is a slight misconception, right? But I'm really interested to learn, like, if you can visualize, how does that work for you? Can you just, does it just happen when you're thinking about something? Does it just happen when you're not thinking about something, or not consciously? Does it, you know, do you need to consciously create an image to go with a thought? Or is it just the thought pops into your head and an image automatically pops into your head? I'd be really interested in learning that. And if you have aphantasia, are you a complete aphantasic? I mean, as in, is it completely blank in your mind's eye? Or can you just about kind of see something? Let me know. And I'm Dr. Paulina Trevena. I'm an aphantasic, a hypnotherapist, and a researcher, and very interested in aphantasia, of course. And if you are as well, then you can subscribe to this channel. I'll be making more videos on aphantasia, or you can join my free Facebook group, which is called Aphantasia World with Dr. Paulina Trevena. I kind of compare notes, compare experiences there, sometimes speak about the research as well. So that's all from me for today, and I shall make another video on aphantasia more broadly, not just referring to the visual. Bye for now. Oops.